but it's good to see you guys. And hopefully y'all have some good questions for me. I only had a few questions that were submitted ahead of time. So we'll see what you guys have on deck. See if y'all got anything good in the pipe for me. Teresa, how did you do that signing with that weird DC paper today?
Well, it got even more complicated.
Oh,
the
Lord.
more I look, yeah, the more I looked through the papers, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And so finally the signer called me back and said that the other person shouldn't even be on any of the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
She's got nothing to do with it. The lender told him that we didn't need new paperwork, that they would give us instructions, which they didn't do. So now the signing service is just trying to figure out what they want to do. But I did at least figure out that the pages I sent you, somebody told me to print those on legal paper. So there was more space at the bottom to write in the venue and do the stamp. So
gotcha. Yeah. And that's just the thing. And guys, basically Teresa had sent me a document that she hadn't seen before, that honestly I hadn't seen before. It was a document, looked like specific for Washington, DC. And she was like, what the heck is this? And what do I do with it? And I was like, girl, I don't know. But that's the thing, guys. You are never going to see every document that you could ever possibly run into. That's just a part of the business. And so the big thing with that is to just not be afraid to ask questions. And I know a lot of times when you're new, you're like, I don't want to ask a question because I don't want them to think I'm new and I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But it's really not even like that. Like I said, the title companies know that. I mean, half the time I'll ask the title company, what is this document and what do you want me to do with it? And they're like, that's a lender document. I don't even know what that is and what we're supposed to do with it. So even the title company sometimes goes, I have no clue. This is a weird document I've never seen before. But you always want to, especially when it's a strange document and you're not sure, what to do with it, you need to always ask the contracting company and get their instructions. Because if you just kind of guess and fill it out or do whatever you think you should do and it's wrong, then it's going to be totally, totally, totally on you. Whereas if you ask the contracting company and just say, hey, I've never seen this form before. What do you want me to do with it? How am I, or is the signer going to know what to fill out on here? What do I need to do? And get instructions from them and follow their instructions. Obviously, as long as their instructions are legal and ethical and all that good stuff, as long as you follow their instructions, the screw up isn't on you if it's not right. And so that way, if you send it in, you've done everything they tell you to do, you send it in, and then somebody goes, oh no, that's not right. Then you can go, well, I've got the email where so-and-so told me to do exactly that. So I would love to go back out and get it fixed for an additional fee, because now if it's not done right, it's not your fault. You get to pass that buck. You kind of get to stay out of trouble. And then, like I said, for them to fix it, to go back out, you get that extra, trip fee or whatever. So never, ever, ever feel bad about asking the contracting company questions. But the thing, and I think I stressed it before, is just kind of go through the entire package and try to consolidate all of your questions. Ask all of your questions at once. And I think I told you guys this before. Even with my subcontractors, I don't mind them asking me questions. I rather they ask me the question and get it right. What does bother me is call me and ask me a question. All right, I give them the answer. 2 minutes later, call me again, ask me another question. I give them the answer. Okay, 2 minutes later. Okay, I'm like, if you don't stop, get your life together, figure out all your questions and ask me all the questions at once. So never, ever, ever, guys, be afraid to ask questions. Elizabeth, you got something for us? What you got, girl?
Yeah, hi Kendra, how you doing?
Hi, fabulous. How are you?
I'm good. After COVID, I'm good because I was sick.
Glad you're doing better.
Yeah, it was rough for the entire family.
Oh, no.
I've been signing up with the signing agencies. I sent you a question. So
were you the one going, how do you get the
yes, girl, because I need to get over those jitters because I'm not getting any offers. It's only been 2.5, maybe 3 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm up every day working, filling out the applications and everything, but I have not gotten one offer yet. So I'm like, I think I just need to go direct.
And this is one of those things you really, it's like a swimming pool, a cold pool. When you try that, let me stick my toe in approach, let me go a little bit at a time and ease into it approach. For some folks, that just doesn't work. Sometimes you literally just have to just jump in. And I understand the concern. You're like, I'm nervous. What if I get this direct client and I mess up and I lose this client? Trust me, I understand the fear. I totally get it. But that's okay. They won't be the last client ever. And that's how you learn. It's we hate to go through those lessons, but honestly, that's how you learn. Seriously, guys, 90% of what I know is because I screwed it up at some point, and that's how I learned it. That's how I learned. Double check and go through that package and make sure everything is perfect, because I have literally had people that I was, needed to meet it with to make corrections, and I call them up and they're across the country or on a cruise or in West Timbuktu or, somewhere crazy like that. You kind of take it for granted that you'll be able to call these people up in a couple of days if you need to fix something. And now, they're in West Timbuktu and the signing company's looking at me like, well, you better figure this miracle out because you screwed it up. So, from that, I learned, okay, let me double, triple, quadruple check these packages before I drop them off, because this could be the situation. So, you really just have to jump in. And I think sometimes when we're comfortable, we kind of hesitate with jumping in. Like I did this the crazy way. Like I just quit my job. I look back on it now and go, that was so crazy. But I quit my job. And so it was sink or swim. I had no choice. And so I was like, I'm going to go out and find some business because there's no backup plan. There's nothing else. I won't have any money if I won't go out and do it. So I think sometimes when we don't have that motivation, it's a little easy to go, I don't want to do it, but it doesn't feel comfortable, So you basically just have to say, I'm just going to go do it. I'm going to go, talk to somebody. I'm going to go ahead and just market for direct business, and I'm just going to do it. And if you mess up, it's not going to feel great, but guess what? It'll be okay. That won't be the last title company ever. And then honestly, like I said, I've screwed up big time on some things, and I would still get work from those companies, because the other thing about making a mistake is we all make mistakes. How did you handle correcting that mistake? You know what I'm saying? So, most of these people know you're human, mistakes happen, but what did you do to correct that mistake? So if you do make a mistake, let's say you do an in-office signing and you miss a signature or something like that, then that's your time to go, you know what? I screwed up. I will go drive out and meet with those people and get that document signed. And that could actually turn into you screwed up, but the title company sees your integrity. They see your desire to do the right thing, and they'll still continue to use you. So don't feel like, if you make a mistake that it's going to be instant death and they're never going to use you again and you're never going to get any business, because I think that's part of the fear as well. Try not to feel like that, because that's definitely not the case. Realize that, mistakes are not the end of the world. And realize honestly that just from seeing my training, you know more than most signing agents do. Believe it or not, seriously.
I feel that.
Most of them are point and sign here notaries, and they still get business. So if those people can get business, girl, you can get the business. You know what I'm saying? So I wish I had a magic answer. I wish I could tell you, go grab a can of ginger ale, take 2 swallows, turn around 3 times, and you'll have all this instant confidence. It's not that, but you literally just have to up and do it. So just do it.
If I can add something,
Yeah.
Elizabeth, if you follow the script that Kendra gives us, you would be, because that's what I've done. From the calling of the client to, confirm the appointment to going through the documents, I follow the script exactly. And it takes away all the jitters because it gives you everything that you need. And then with the documents, like the notes that she makes on the documents, just read exactly what she writes there, and it'll help you get through the process. And now, like, I've memorized it. So I just move through a signing, in 45 minutes, where before it was taking me an hour and 15 minutes. If you follow that script, I promise you, it'll get you through the signing. So I just wanted to add that.
This is literally 13 years of me hearing the same questions from signers, knowing what they're going to ask you on this form, knowing what they want to see on this form. And it basically, my little blurb answers their question before they even ask it.
So I work full time, and I was wondering, like, what is the best approach when trying to go direct with a full-time job? And how do you have any suggestions on collecting bad debt?